and that was just his night.
And of course there was an absolute explosion in prayer for your situation. Tell me about that.
When the church was notified that I had been in a bad accident, and they were only notified about the accident, tradition dictates that people not tell on the phone about someone's demise. They make arrangements to always do that in person. As a minister, it has been my job on many occasions to go with police to someone's home and say there's been a very tragic accident and a loss. So I know how that works. Well, I'm now the victim. They're making arrangements to go to the church, my church, which is was my destination, and say, you know, your pastor has been killed in the car wreck. Well, when the church was notified about the wreck, they went and got my wife and children, brought them to the church, and then they began to call every church in the phone book and say, would you pray for our pastor? In a matter of less than an hour, literally thousands of churches have been contacted as a prayer chain.
Wow.
And many, many thousands of people are praying for me without even knowing that I am actually dead in the car. All they know is I've been in a bad accident and they need to pray for me. Dick is the only one who's praying, who knows about my disposition, which is death. And he's praying that I'll live. And so Dick's not the only one praying for my survival. They all are, but they have not been given enough information that they know what they're praying for.
So they're praying hard for your life.
They're praying for my life. They are. So literally thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of petitions are being lifted up to heaven as I'm going through the gates of heaven.
Wow.
And God heard these petitions and sent me back.
Don, all you can say is God certainly planned for you to live, didn't he?
He did, and I questioned his wisdom.
You questioned. Well, maybe we'll hear a little bit more about that next week, but it's an absolutely fascinating story. Thanks so much for coming and telling us the first phase of your remarkable survival.
Thank you so much.
So next week, the continuing story of Don's painful recovery, his traumatic struggle at times with having returned to life, and the ways in which his heavenly experiences have been put to very valuable earthly use. That's all on In Depth next week. Do join me. Till then, from me, goodbye.